Hello everyone, this is Planckera, and welcome to my universe. And hello there, Shinora, welcome back. So, today, I'm kind of hoping to finish up most of the rest of this. I'm gonna focus on doing my little expressions on the side here. I just want to go ahead and shrink this down just very slightly here. I'll probably move the text with it as well. You see here, I want to separate them a little bit, just give this entire area just a little bit more breathing room. I just feel like it needs it. Okay. So that's gonna be the first thing, and then I'm gonna jump right into doing the expressions there. Alright. So because I shrunk them down a bit, I do need to move this text up, but that's pretty straightforward. There we go. And I think I would like to center my side text just a little bit better here. Man, and my tablet keeps thinking that I'm like double-clicking or something. Honestly, my computer has been in general. I've had just problems with that with my mouse as well. Okay. Anyway, now that I'm satisfied with that, I'm still not entirely satisfied with the background color, but I figure I should actually get some of these faces done before I really get into that. Okay. Let's see here. I think that this looks fine. I'm just kind of looking at her shoulders. I don't think they're quite right. But I'll just start with the top one, you know? Might as well. So let's fix those shoulders just a little. Okay, and then I know that the arms here, like, this shoulder is gonna be, like, behind the torso there. But I wasn't really worried about it because I knew that I'd be putting her coat on top at that point. Is her head too big? No, I think that's fairly proportionate to what I have there. I do think I should push the body over just a little, though. I struggle with shoulders. Someday I will master it. Okay, and this will give me a little bit of extra room for her hand here as well, so works out. I just have to remind myself that this part is behind. And in fact, in order to help me out with that, I am going to go ahead and do this. Just so that arm looks like it's a little more behind. There. That's a little better. Okay, and I think I'm actually just gonna push her down a little bit. This way more of her head is in there and less of her torso. Okay, looks good. That hand is big, so the entire thing should be inside the bubble once I actually make it a good size. But for now, I would like to work on her face. For now, I would just like to work on the face. It's kind of funny, for a while now, my art skills had reached the point where I could make pretty much whatever I wanted. And I was generally pretty satisfied. And then the other day I was realizing, man, this is no longer true. I am currently lacking in a few areas, and it's preventing me from being able to do all the things I want to do. And it feels weird. I don't think it's necessarily a terrible thing, though. It's like, I know what to do to fix that. So, with any luck, I should just be able to work on those things. I just got a few things I gotta finish before I can really dig into it. Okay. Let's see, what did her bangs look like anyway? I want to make them look relatively similar. Just because it really does change the impression the character gives off when the bangs are different. Or rather, bangs and eye shape really make a huge difference in making a character look like a character. So if you're ever drawing fan art, definitely pay attention to the shape of the bangs. It makes a huge difference. And I would also like to get my shadow color from my hair here. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so I have the big one in the middle, then a small one, a big one, some loose strands, and then a part that just kind of goes off the side here. Okay, and then there's a couple of smaller ones on the other side. Okay, I can remember that. I swear I just had a moment where my brain just kind of zoned out for a second. Oh yeah, and how far into her face does the big one go? I'd say it is a little bit lower than the eyes. Just a little bit lower than the eyes. And I'll be looking back over here pretty often just to double check. Make sure I got everything in the right place here. This is the point where I just get everything just right. But you notice it may not be one-to-one identical. And that's okay. It actually is. Even though I say that getting it fairly similar is important, similar doesn't necessarily mean identical. But I will take that little bit of effort to at least get them fairly similar. Okay. And now, I kind of want to get these long strands in as well. As you can see, now that I feel, you know, comfortable enough that my proportions are okay, I can actually go in and start hammering out the details. I mean, strictly speaking, I still haven't, like, drawn the clothes, but if you've been watching my speed paints, the shorts that I've been posting, where I draw heads, you'll notice that half the time, I actually don't put the clothes until like near the end. Because like when I'm drawing ahead, the clothes don't matter that much. They don't. It's like I have to draw them eventually, but it's not that important to get right away. Because they're barely visible here. I mean, it's a little bit more important here because I'm drawing the hands. So we will see a little bit more of all of that, but with the emphasis so heavily on the face here, I just like to kind of hold off. Okay. And then I get the little bit on the side there. Do I have it the right length? I think I do. I think that's pretty okay. And then, you know, the few loose strands that I kind of got going around here. I'll get some of those guys in there too. I'll put them on a little bit later. For now, I would like to get all the side hair looking good. About how far down does it go again? Bottom of her chest, roughly. So on this drawing, I think... I mean, I don't have it quite drawn that way, but I think the bottom of her chest, just based on where her head is probably going to be like here. So that's about as far down as I want it to go. So only a little bit longer than what I have. And her head is tilted, so this side will be just a little bit longer. Just to compensate for that tilt. Alright, and yeah, I'll just go ahead and leave the eyelashes black for now. I know that they're going to be this color. They'll be that color when the time comes. Alright. And I'm just gonna carefully make all of these things nice and smooth here. I just kind of want this part to go straight down. So I think I'm actually a little bit off. So I'm gonna go ahead and just rotate this. There we go. Oh yeah, that is a lot better. That is so much better. This side I don't mind quite as much if it's a little crooked, since it is kind of sitting on her shoulder there. But I will try to get it fairly straight here. I think you are just a touch long. There we go. And I'll go ahead and draw the little finger shapes at the bottom there a little bit later. Once it comes time to just really perfect the shape of everything. For now, I just kind of want to get the basics in. And then I'll do another pass to get the details. And I like this little face so far. It's pretty cute. It is working for me. But yeah, overall, I'm fairly satisfied with how they all look. So I figure now is when I can kind of go through and clean it up. Now, one thing that's true in the way that I like to approach things is I actually don't generally assume that my pictures will look a lot better as I work on them. Because generally in the very beginning, you'll have like probably like 80% of what makes a picture look good down. If you're doing it right and not just really going piece by piece. You really don't want to do that. But, yeah, Like you can see here, I've got the pose. I'm not going to use this toothpaste color anywhere, but that's fine. And I got the face and all that stuff. And so there we go. And yeah, that's nice to do. Help your little brother clean up a little. I'm sure both he and your mom appreciate the help. But yeah, I don't actually assume that the picture will look that much better. Like, it'll definitely look a little better. Otherwise, I'd leave it here and call it good. And, obviously I'm not doing that, so I do think that the time investment does something good, but the most important parts are already here. So I can tell whether or not I think the picture will look good in the future already. If my idea is any good, or if I should just start over and redraw it. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're drawing. It's that, things will probably look bad for a while, but the most important things, the things that'll actually make your picture look good, are there basically from the start. It is true, Legos are quite small. I always wish I could have more Legos at my house, but unfortunately I just know that if I looked away from my son playing with them for 5 minutes, they'd be scattered all over the house and he wouldn't be able to build with them anyway, so we've never really gotten stuff for him. He has a set of like big Duplo blocks, and that's basically what happened to them. He's found a few, so he's been able to build some stuff again. But I am hoping that as he gets a little bit bigger and a little bit more responsible with his stuff, that I'll be able to get him stuff like that. Because I think he'd really like it. But right now he's too much like a cat. Like, literally, the other day, there was some stuff just sitting up on a shelf. And he went over there one by one and knocked each one off. Basically cat. But he's also kind of too young to really understand consequences. So he can to some extent, but there's only so much you can do for things where the consequences for things aren't like immediately apparent or super emotionally charged. And that's just kind of how it is for little ones. Alright, I think I've almost got the outer part of this hair good. There's just like some spots over here that I felt looked a little bit blurry, but I'm having trouble getting rid of the blurriness. Because I also don't want to change the shape all that much. It's already going straight down very nicely. So I'm kind of trying to keep it that way. There we go. Okay, I think I worked out the worst of the blobs, and this is such a small area that I don't think I have to go super hard into everything. Okay, let me refresh myself on her hair here. Yeah, I got a couple of loose strands that I can draw if I want. I should. Then I do think I'll start getting those shapes. I think I want to put the shadows, the basic shadows in first. I will not render everything out with it before I do the fingers, though. The hair fingers. There we go. Alright, I think that's pretty okay. Fix this spot, and there we go. Let's go put in a few shadow shapes. And I'll go from there. We have like the part of her hair here. Her head is kind of tilted downward just a little bit, so I do think we see Just a little bit of that. Okay. And you can see I'm still doing this pretty messily, but that's okay. Things always start out pretty messy. I just like get my ideas down as quickly as I can, and then I can go smooth it out and make it all look nice. I guess I'll even add the few little loose strands I want to draw. Okay. Go ahead and do this side like this. Make things look a little bit more three-dimensional here. Okay, and I think that's about all I need. I don't want to make this too complicated. So let's go ahead and kind of draw in where those little hair fingers are going to be. So let me see. What are you actually shaped like? Just kind of refreshing myself here. It has been a while since I've drawn her hair, so I don't want to assume that I just know what I'm doing. That's dangerous. How the heck did I get up there? Oh, lovely. Now I have to look for it again. I think it's this group. Yes. Okay. How high up do you go? So the longest one goes about halfway. Okay. You will be amazed at how much your brain tricks you into thinking that you actually know what something looks like. But when you go to draw it, it's really easy to forget. It's just one of those weird things, weird brain things, where your brain likes to lie to you because it is rude. It is extremely rude. Okay, and then the little hair fingers kind of overlap each other here, so I will draw it kind of like this. This guy's going to be a little thicker there, and there we go. One set of hair fingers, almost done. Almost. Okay, and this one will have them separated out enough that I can draw the whole thing. So I'll go and erase the parts that I need to. Right here will be a little bit longer. Go about halfway up, like I was just saying. This is why I checked it, so this way I could get these proportions, you know, roughly the same as how I drew them before. And then once all this is in, I will go ahead and just render everything out and then put on the pink. The pink I will do at the very end. I'm not really used to drawing gradient hair, but it seemed appropriate for this design, so I went ahead and did it. And personally, I do think that the little pink tips I put on some things are pretty cute. I like them lots. Okay. And now I can just put in the shadows caused by all of this. And we'll get all this looking nice. I just kind of want to get the big picture in before I continue on. And then from there, I can actually clean everything up. And everything should look very nice once it's all done. Okay, then this finger in the back here just needs to be dark. So I'll go ahead and do that, and there we go. I think that's everything. I didn't give her, like, any stupid hair or anything. Nope. Okay. I guess I'll have to draw the ear in the earring, but I haven't done that yet. Okay, let's go ahead and just render all this out. Make everything nice and smooth, and that should be good. I'm not going to go into extreme detail here or anything. Just kind of get some basic stuff down, enough to make it look nice. And I'll leave it at that. I will just leave it at that. All right. So I guess after this, I'll just go right into the face. There are some, like, accessories and stuff on her head that I could draw, and I will have to at some point, but... yeah, I do think I just kind of want to get the actual expression down before I worry about anything else. And even though I do plan to replace this color, I think it's fine to be putting in the shadows like this and getting them fairly smooth. Just because I do use my selection tool to select them and apply them to the pink gradient that I will be applying shortly. Unfortunately, with all this practice I've been getting lately, I actually do feel like I've started drawing hair faster than I did a month ago, so that's also a pretty nice feeling. Soon. Soon, maybe I'll actually be able to do some of those stream ideas that sound fun to me. But I gotta go faster. Gotta go so much faster. Okay. So I'm almost all the way through already. I'm glad that these are so small. Less to color in here. Much less to color in. Let's see, I think I want to pull the lights down just a little bit further here. I am not quite satisfied with that, so let's just go ahead and pull them down just a little bit. And that should make them look a little bit less dark. Okay. Now for this side. And I think this is the last area. I guess I'll put some details in the back of her head just so that it doesn't look too strange. But I don't think I want to do too much with it. Expressions like this are largely supposed to be like quick sketches. I don't do the whole quick sketch thing very well. It's one of the things I'm working on. I would like to do the whole quick sketch thing a little bit better. Okay, just want to get this guy smooth here. And that should be good. Then I can grab that really dark color and touch this up, and then touch up the back hair as well. There we go. I think that's fine. So let's say your ponytail comes out like right over here. So I'll add a few lighter spots here, just to show that the hair is kind of all going up. And I don't think it has to be like any more complicated than this. There. I think that's fine. Okay. Then from here, I guess I'll put in the pink parts. Yeah, that seems fine. I guess I'll make her body just a touch larger. Because I feel like her shoulders are a little bit small. Then I'll adjust the width of the neck. Kind of compensate for that. Okay. Attach her arms again. The things you have to do when you change the size of the body. And I guess I will just push the entire thing a little bit to the... Why are you not moving? Okay. A little bit to the right here, just to get her hand in there a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. Okay. So from here... Yes, I want the pink. I just want to finish off the entire hair before I go and do other stuff. So I will grab my pink colors here and my airbrush and just brush over the tips of her hair here. Okay, just like that. And then I can just make the gradient a little bit nicer by turning my airbrush into an eraser and gently brushing away. And now, this is where I grab my selection tool and get ready to put in the darks. And it is very easy to do, because I've already gotten everything kind of down where it needs to go. And then I lock the layer, and that will only put pink shadows onto the pink. Okay. Then I just grab this guy, get my dark color, my very, very dark pink here. And there we go. All done. Nice and easy. So yeah, I think now I'll do the head and face, and then I'll worry about starting all of her accessories. And maybe I should put in her ear too. I think I'll actually do that before I do anything else. I'll just plop a little ear back here. Oh yeah, the hair's on top, that's right. So I'll just plop a little ear. Let's see, where are you gonna go? Like, right about here, I think. Seems about right. It's mostly covered by the hair, so I have a lot of wiggle room for where I can put it. I think it might be a little bit high, though. Yeah, just looking at the nose. I'm kind of lining it up with the nose rather than the eyebrows. Just because when you're drawing super cute anime girls with squishy faces, it makes more sense. See, according to how I have the head drawn, it should probably actually be more like over here. But then that means the ear wouldn't show at all. Is that correct? Did I make the back of her head too big again? I might have. I don't know, I think it looks okay. Maybe the ear's just hidden. And you know what? I'm actually okay with that. So I'll just draw like the hint of the earring kind of coming out over here. Okay. Sounds good to me. Let's go. Let's go draw a head. Okay, so here, I just kind of want to get the head shadows in. Make her look appropriately ominous with all this. And separate that light hair from her light skin and make it more clear where that hair is. And all that good stuff. And just in general, make the planes of the face nice and clear too. Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and do her nose here. I was thinking about doing a triangle, but I think I changed my mind. I think I'd rather just do a normal nose. Just gonna keep it simple. Very, very tiny. Nice and pointy. All that good stuff. I want this side to be just a little bit smaller. That's going to be like the bottom side of her nose. And with her head tilted down, the top part should be much larger than the bottom part. Okay, and I think I already have her mouth open a little bit over here, so I can just kind of steal the color I used here. Color the shape there, and I will plop her tongue in just a little bit. Maybe some teeth too. All right. There we go. That's pretty smooth. And then I just kind of want to keep the upper part upward just a little bit because I think it makes her look more smiley. And I do like making my characters nice and smiley. Oh, a lot of the time when I do this kind of thing, I would put everything on a new layer. I don't really think that's necessary here. So I will just keep things simple. And then just like a slight hint of teeth here. Maybe with the shadow color. Yeah, that's pretty cute. That's pretty cute. I approve. Okay. And I think that's enough for that, so let's go ahead and get into the eyes now. What shape are her eyes again? Okay. The shape of her eyes is a shape largely covered by hair, so I can kind of do what I want. But I will try to kind of keep the same general shapes. Much like with the hair, your brain forgets very easily, so I do like to check these things, just to make sure. Just to make sure. And she's not, like, super unhinged happy or anything, so I'm not gonna do a shape like this. I'm just gonna keep it fairly straight at the bottom there. We're not gonna push up those cheeks super strongly. We're just gonna have a nice happy face here. And as always, I do like to spend a little bit of extra time on the eyes, just to make sure I get everything the way I want it to be. It is pretty much always worth it. And I guess I'll go ahead and like put in the eyelash shapes and stuff before I color it. Just because black is convenient. It's very easy to see with all these colors. But I've always found that it's a little bit too strong for my style, so I like to make it about the same color as the hair. Unless they're wearing makeup. Like, if they're wearing any kind of mascara, I'll leave it black, or at least close to it. But I don't really think that's the case for this character, so her eyelashes will be the same color as her hair. Okay. I'm gonna turn it off for a second, just so I can put in the eyelashes nicely. As always, I just kind of like to know roughly where things are here. And I don't really do a bunch of smoothing until after I put the hair back on. And I already know that the lower lashes are mostly visible, so I'll draw those with the hair on. And I love my fluffy eyelashes. I probably am overdoing it, but man, I just love them and I would hate to give it all up. It just makes me so happy. How fluffy they are! Love making fluffy eyelashes. Okay, there we go. And now we can worry about color. I actually think I used a darker color than even that. I sure did. Boy, it's kind of funny that way. Okay, what did I use for the little highlights I put in? I didn't put in that many little highlights, but there are some. Just enough to kind of give everything a little bit of texture. Okay. And once again, gonna keep things pretty simple. Did I use the same color here? I feel like the one I used was darker, yeah. Just a little bit darker here. Have some nice, lovely contrast in all this. Okay. I guess I'll put in the pupils first. She should probably have those. Those are kind of important. I've seen some art styles that don't do pupils, but I like them. I think they add so much needed contrast and interest into the eyes. And they also kind of help you direct where the character's looking. So I like them. I like them lots. I will use them every time. Unless I'm going for something specific. I guess if the character's possessed, I may not give them a pupil. But short of that, probably gonna have a pupil. Okay, and now it's just a matter of making everything look nice. I like drawing eyes. I feel like you're never gonna draw anime if you hate drawing eyes. You'll pick some art style that doesn't emphasize them quite so much. Alright. And since I already have this color kind of decided, rather than just setting a layer to color dodge, I'm just gonna steal what I got here. Gonna keep it easy. Like, normally I'm not drawing the same face, you know, 4 times here. Wait, what happened? Oh. The opacity got dropped to 0 somehow. This is always funny to me, too. Okay, but yeah. Normally I'm not drawing the same face 4 times. So I just set a layer to color dodge to help me pick the color. It's because I kind of like mixing my colors like that. But here, I don't really need to do that. Here, I can just use the color that I already got. And it'll be fine. Okay, let's go get the specular highlight too. Okay, and I kept... So, when drawing eyes, the shape of the specular highlight actually is important too. So I kept it narrow and sharp, kind of triangular. So I want to make sure I use the same shape, because that also shows the personality of the character. So there we go. Got a cute little happy face. Working so hard for the sake of the world. Okay. Let's see. I guess I'll finish this one before I go to the next one. So, what I want to do next... I'm not quite sure how I'm going to handle the coat, if I'm being honest. Because it's the same color as the background, so I guess I'll draw it in its inverted color for now, which is this green. And why that green exists as it does. So let's draw the neck real quick, and then I'll start drawing out the shirt and the coat. I guess I'll start with the shirt because it'll be a little bit easier. So we got little thing there. And then it'll just kind of come down on her chest and all that good stuff. I will need to keep this arms layer on top. I'll lower the opacity for now. So here's where her chest is. Oh yeah, and I should probably give her some, like, blushing. Make her cheeks nice and cute. Okay, and this is probably sufficient for now, until I get the coat on there. 'Cause that's going to affect things pretty strongly. And I'll draw whatever makes sense for the shirt here. Even if it means I have to kind of clear out some of my body layer later. That's pretty normal. And I'll just draw on the back for now. Okay. And now I can take my horrible toothpaste color and pretend like that is her coat. Let's go. So we kind of have the big poofy shoulder pads here. I'll draw around parts of her chest that I do want to be showing. Maybe I should start with this shoulder ruffle. Something like that. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I should have drawn these a little bit sooner. Art is hard. It's okay. If I'm unsure if whether or not I like what I'm drawing here, I will just move on to the next expression and come back to it. So I'm not worried at all. Okay, then we got this part at the bottom here. That wraps around the chest. Right now she looks a little thick, so I'm going to go ahead and make her a little thinner here and back here. Okay, get the arm in. I think it's fine for it to just kind of go straight down to her side here. It's not going to be on screen, so what I do with it really doesn't matter, so I'll do whatever's easy to draw. Okay. Now I kind of gotta shape this arm just a little bit. And I'll draw a hand. At least kind of the hint of one. Some coming out here, I guess, and that's probably fine for the time being. Yeah, I think that's probably fine for the time being. Kind of want to clear out some of this excess stuff that I drew here before I move on. Okay, and now I can worry about getting her coat right. The rest of her body looking correct and all that good stuff. Since my coat layer and the body layer are basically the same thing now. Sometimes it does work out that way. And I think it's fine when it works out that way. Totally fine. Okay, and then we'll have the little kind of straps coming in. I guess I'll draw the little yellow thing on her shirt here. Just so I can go ahead and attach these things to it now. Okay. Yeah, looks nice. Never mind the toothpaste color. I know it's terrible, but it's helping me see. So it's worth. I think I need to make her body just slightly larger here. Oh no, she's invading the next one. Now she's wondering if it's raining flesh. Okay. I guess I'll turn this into a little bit more of a wave. And I'm fine with that. I still think this pose is pretty cute. Okay. And I guess before I render out all of this, I'm gonna go ahead and give her her ponytail and just all the other little things that she needs to have here. So the ribbon, the ponytail. I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use the toothpaste color for the ribbon. It's okay, that'll get fixed. I think I have this at just a little over 50% opacity. Okay. And ponytail. Not a lot of that will be showing, so I can kind of just draw it how I want. Maybe not that high, just kind of coming out like this. Oh yeah, that's super cute. You look so happy. So happy. Okay, what I think I'm gonna do is on the red circle here, I'm gonna go ahead and take my pink color and kind of brush it around her. And that way, not only will it look like she's glowing a little, but I can make her coat the correct color and get rid of this terrible toothpaste color. Okay. Or maybe I should just change the color of the circle itself. I do like it kind of being that red, though. Choices are hard. How are you if I just make you entirely pink? I'm on the wrong layer. Back to color picking. I am never free. I don't know. I don't really like it. I definitely like it. The nice dark color. It's just you can't really see her very well if I do that. It sucks. I really like that color. It just doesn't work. Okay. What if you are completely this color, but I add a pink gradient on the bottom? I guess that's not bad. It's a compromise, I suppose. We won't be able to see the ribbon, though, so I might have to add a little bit more pink around the ribbon. But yeah, I guess that works for me. I think that's about the best I'm gonna get. Although, I have to add frills to the ribbon. Oh, but they're not on the right side, never mind. Actually, I guess with this being in the background, can I get away with using my shadow color for the ribbon? Yeah, I think so, actually. Okay. Yeah, she's visible enough like this. Okay, and before I decide whether or not I like this, I'm gonna go ahead and start the next one. Yeah, I'll start the next one, and from there... Humu. Okay, yeah, let's just go. This one I already think looks pretty okay. I have not drawn, like, any coat on her yet. So I'll have to do that, but it's all good. I feel like I have her eyes a little bit too high up. Not a lot, just a little bit. Okay. Let's get the hair in. Yeah, this one I wanted to have a little bit more energy to it. A little bit more movement going on. Always feels weird to start a new picture once I've kind of gotten the other one looking away. That kind of makes me happy. Like, I think this one looks pretty good. So now I'm back to just this phase. Where everything is just non-existent. And I'm always like, Starting new pictures is always hard for me. That's why my method... I focus very hard on the beginning, because the beginning is the hardest part for me. Always has been. Okay, I want this to have more energy than that. That's so boring. We're gonna make it kind of flippy. Just a little bit flippy. Okay, and then this one needs to be a little flippy too. Go down to about the bottom of her chest here. Which is gonna be somewhere around there. Alright. I cannot see what I'm doing. I'm gonna invert the colors. We'll have black Kyubey for a bit. Okay, now I can just come up here to reference the hair a little bit. Yeah, it bends the other direction. So yeah, now I don't have to scroll quite as far to remember what hair looks like. I actually think you might be a little bit short here. Okay. Okay. Gotta get those colors in there. I am just not happy with any of my strokes right now. Yeah, even this one, even though I'm keeping it, I still don't really like it. So let's see if I can get something a little bit better here. I really like this one. This was the expression that I had in my head that I was like, I kind of want to do a little expression wall on the side there. I think that might be fun. I may or may not do this for all of my character designs. In fact, most of the ones I do for myself, I don't do this. I don't. But here I was like, I don't know, I kind of want to draw it. So I want to let myself have some fun here. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't put any blushing on her cheeks. I should do that. Okay. I should do that before I forget, because I will definitely forget if I don't do it now. Alright, here we go. Just a little bit on her cheeks here. Isn't she so cute? You can trust this. You can trust this girl, right? Trying so hard for everyone. Okay. Back to hair. Today is just going to be the eternal hair. Hair definitely takes me the longest to draw right now, and I have to do it 3 times. So we're just going to be trapped in anime hair forever. Forever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. It's so time consuming, but it looks so nice. Okay, and you know, even though I have it sweeping the other way pretty much everywhere, I don't think it makes sense here, so I'm actually gonna... Yeah, I'm not sure why I got fixated on that. At this angle, it will kind of tilt the other direction. My brain had weird ideas again. It happens sometimes. But no, it curves around her forehead. So I needed to kind of go in the same direction that her forehead is. I blame the dyslexia. Alright, let's go. All that in there. She doesn't need eyes at the moment, so we'll go ahead and turn them off. I kind of like how the expression is still clear even with the eyes gone. That's pretty nice. Tells me I'm doing something right, so I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay. And I'll pop in a few loose strands here and there just to make everything look nice, and there we go. That should be fine. That should indeed be just... Oh yeah, she's supposed to have an earring. You know what? I'll draw it later. It's fine. I can just get the basics of all of these down and then go back and put in any of the additional details that I missed. All will be well. All will be well indeed. Okay, that's looking pretty smooth there. Let me go ahead and smooth out the back of her head here. Right now it's green, but that's okay. I'll fix it. And I guess she has an ear on this one, so I'll draw it properly. And I'll make sure everything looks, you know, as it should. I guess this ear is going to be going above her hair. So that this way I can draw the hair freely, and I just have to worry about the shape of the ear. Okay, and I think all this looks fine now, so I should be able to go invert the colors back shortly. I'm glad it's so easy to invert colors. I like being able to just do that quickly, so that this way I can see a little bit better, perfect my shape, and then just go from there. It makes my life easy. Okay. Let's see, still not quite satisfied with the back of her head here. And now I guess I'll go ahead and draw this ear. I'll make it a cute little shape here. Right now I don't think it's that cute, so I gotta fix that. It's important for your little magical girl to be nice and cute. Very much. Okay, I'll just touch up a few spots that I think look kind of bad, and there we go. Seems okay to me. Let's give her her eyes again. Gonna pull the eyes down a little bit, and actually I do think I would like to push her bangs up just a touch. I think that made them a little bit too long. They just don't look that blurry, so I'm not gonna worry about it. This area is so small that I don't think I have to be quite as particular as I was like on these guys over here. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some shadows in there. And actually, you know what? Before I even do that, I'm going to go ahead and color this ear properly. Just do something simple. I think that's probably fine. How did I do the ear over here? Yeah, just kind of like that, I guess. Actually, I kind of like the way I did it over there better. Okay. There. Okay. I was probably way more particular about that than I needed to be, but now I'm satisfied, so there we go. Hair time. Let's get some nice colors. Much like before, I'm just gonna get the shadows in, and after that, I will worry about getting the shape of the fingers on the hair good. Okay. And here, I don't think we really see the part because our head is tilting back. So I can just kinda draw everything out like this, and it'll be no problem. No problem at all. As you can see, this time I'm letting this band go pretty much to the top there. It'll join up with where the part of the hair is, so even here, it gets pretty close. But because her head is tilted back, I actually think this makes sense, so there we go. Everything gonna go just a little bit further back. Okay. There we go. Alright, gotta stretch. Big stretch. Okay, arms were locking up. So now I guess I'll go do the little finger shapes. I'm gonna hide the body because there are certain lights on there that look almost the same color as the hair, and it's a little hard to see. So I will just do it like this, and we'll get those little hair fingers in there. There we go, that's the quick and dirty version. And then on that side, the one will be behind the other, so this is fine. Okay. I just gotta make all this look nice. As always, just getting the basics down is the easy part. The part that's time consuming is making it all look nice. Yep, this is... I just want to try to make the spacing between there relatively consistent. Let it taper up nicely at the top. I don't want it to look random or blobby. So... just gotta make it look nice. You can see there's this random cutoff, and here is like super sharp, so I gotta round that. Just that kind of stuff to make it look nice. Just like that. And it's great. Honestly, this was such a fun little character design to do. I like magical girls. Their costumes are so pretty. Okay, and there's that. That should be fine. Let's go ahead and put in the additional shadows here. Kind of around the edge here. Make it a little bit more hair-like. I mean, this looks pretty unnatural, but that's intended. So it's all good. A lot of things just kind of work out as long as it's intended and you're thinking about it. And there are some times where, you know, my hand just draws something. And, you know, it's not right, but when I look at it, when I actually think about it, I'm like, no, that's actually pretty cool. Good job, hand. You're so smart. You have great ideas. And I just kind of leave it there. So, I mean, some of these things just kind of happen, but as long as you're thinking about it, I think the result will still often end up pretty good. The thought is the important part. I kind of feel that way about a lot of things, really. Like, I think the biggest difference between people that can capitalize on opportunities and people that can't is just, are they thinking about it? And I think that's why sometimes I can also just feel like things just fall into place. Or that things were meant to be. Because it's like you were thinking about it, and then something happened that was directly relevant to what you're thinking about. So of course it feels like a coincidence, but I actually think it's the thought that makes these things happen. So if you're just head empty all the time, you know, it's pretty hard to capitalize on opportunities when you're not thinking. I think lives are something that are built with intention. So always be thinking about yours and what you want it to look like. All right, and then through here, I just want to get all this nice and clean. Guess I'm starting here this time. It's fine. I can start pretty much wherever I want. It's all good. It's all the same in the end because everything must be finished. Everything must be... Although I am asking myself, man, why did I think it was a good idea to draw 3 heads here? When I knew I was going to have to go and do hair for all eternity. Oh, there's just so much to draw again. It keeps happening. And it will always keep happening because, well, drawing is fun. I can't help it. I can't help myself. But somehow I always end up surprised at how much there is to draw. It's just like, oh no, I drew all these things, and now I have to draw all the things. How could this happen? Okay, and let's see, I don't actually quite like the shape of this one, so I'm going to try to flatten it out a little bit near the top so that it looks like this hair, this strand of hair is sitting more on top of there. I think that looks a little bit better. Didn't even take that much to do, really. Let's do something kind of similar over here. Yes, I like that. And I'm just putting like this entire strand in shadow, which I don't think is quite right, so let me show a little bit of it here. But there is going to be quite a lot of shadow in that area. It's just the way the hair is overlapping each other this time. Makes that little strand much darker than usual. Okay. And that should look pretty good. The fingers still look a little bit rough. Let's go ahead and clean that up. I don't mind things looking a little bit rough in these, but that was pushing it. That was pushing it just a little bit too much. Yeah, that still looks really bad here. Like, really bad. Okay, that's fine. So I guess I'll put in the pink. Actually, before I do pink, I want to put in just a few strands to show that what the ponytail's doing. Just a few. Hello there, Menka. Nice to meet you. Welcome. Okay. Through here, and just a little guy up there. Okay. I'm satisfied. Let's put in the pink. Oh yeah, I didn't put in the dark. Okay, well, that's fine. I'll just do it in the pink this time. Oops. No, I want to use my airbrush. There, get those tips nice and pink. A little more over here, I think. I'm trying not to get it onto this strand. It's not supposed to be there, but I can always go back and erase if I get a little bit on there. It's all good. Just trying to get it to gradate a little bit more nicely now, and there we go. Okay. Now just to go color it. I just go in and select all the shadows I did before, and that makes it nice and easy to get it onto the pink. Then I can pick my shadow color and just plop it on. Okay, and I did not get the darkest part here. So I'll just go and put that in now. And it looks like I will need a little bit of the dark purple to run up the side here. Easy enough to do, so it's all good. It's not the end of the world if I forget something, as long as I remember by the end. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's good for the hair. Let's go give her body back. And now I can start, like, putting on her clothes and whatnot. So I'll start with the shirt again. The shirt's just nice and easy. Got the little round collar thing going here. And we got, like, her chest right through here. And that's about all I need. Let's go ahead and put a little shadow at the bottom there. Okay. And once again for this, I'm gonna draw in the terrible toothpaste color, just because it's easier to draw in the inverted color when I'm using the same background color. Probably shouldn't do that, but here I am. I think it's okay. Okay, then we'll have one, like, puffy shoulder pad thing here, the other one over here. I kind of want it facing the same direction as her shoulder. Okay, so something like that should work. And I will just brush in some sleeves here. I don't know why her elbow is so low there, but I should fix that. I'll do it in my horrible toothpaste color. It's all good. And I just erase the parts I don't want. Okay. And then I guess I'll need a little bit more down there just because where the dress kind of shows up is actually visible in this one. Okay, and then I just need to get... I actually think I have her chest a bit low here, so I'm gonna pull this part up. Oop. Let's see, I think her waist is about there. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you like her. I have been having much fun drawing this. And I am approaching the end, which is always a nice feeling. Okay, there we go. I think that's mostly accurate. I'm gonna go ahead and put my pink on the circle now. Just so I don't have to be using the horrible toothpaste color anymore. Oh, still have you set to erase. Okay. This one I'll need to go about halfway up, it looks like. But I at least get the nice compromise of being able to keep part of that nice dark color in there, so it's better than it being solid pink, in my opinion. Okay, there we go. And I guess I'll go draw the little yellow thing. What program do I use? I use Krita. So I use the free one, the free and open source one. Highly recommended. It's a great little program. Okay. Go get the straps on here. Something like that, and then I think I need to, like, shave off a little bit off the side there, and that should be good. Her body looks a little bit small, though. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, and I guess I'll go put in the ribbon and ponytail and stuff. And then I'll... Well, I guess I'll finish rendering her face, but let's go ahead and get the ribbon and stuff on there. But yeah, I'll render her face before going on to the next one. And don't worry, I am happy to answer any questions you might have. You are not interrupting me in the slightest. I can talk and draw at the same time with no problem. Okay. So that should be good there. I actually think I have this half in slightly the wrong spot. Do I like horror anime? Depends on what you mean by horror anime. Like, do you have a specific one in mind that you're thinking of? Because in general, like, if it's just gross, like, I can't think of any off the top of my head. I tend to not like it very much, but Dark Gathering, I've never heard of it. But yeah, if it's just kind of gross, I don't tend to like it very much, but I tend to like things that give me just the uncontrollable feeling of existential dread. So that's why I always ask, you know, it depends on what you mean by horror. I do like me some existential dread. It feels great. Alright, it's time to draw the ponytail, and that'll be it. For now. I keep wanting to make this ponytail way too poofy. Let me try that again. 'Cause yeah, it doesn't go off the top of her head. It is just high up on her head, not at the very, very top. Okay. Okay, yeah, seems pretty alright. Let's actually go and do her face and stuff. For some reason, I just wanted to get the body in there this time and passed over it. That does happen occasionally. Not very often, but it does happen occasionally. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of start with the shape of her chin here. I always have a little bit of trouble with the head leaning back because the chin always looks very big to me when it's accurate. And so right now the chin looks kind of big, but I think this is actually right. So I just gotta tell my brain to stop worrying and that all is well. All is totally well. Okay, so I'm just gonna get this outer part good. Oh, I thought I had the layer locked. Well, anyway, what is Dark Gathering about? Or is it the kind of thing that can be hard to describe? Fair enough. I know some are out there are kind of like that, so... Oh, no worries. Don't worry, I get a lot of people... I talk to a lot of people who have English as a second or third language. So, don't worry, I can generally understand. Okay. I feel like her face is just a little bit high there. I still feel like that chin is long, though. Yeah, I still feel like the chin is a little bit too long. I think the face was actually okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and push this up. Whoop. There we go. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. Man, she looks like she is rolling her eyes so hard. I approve. Alright. Now, unlike the previous angle I did, her head is tilted up, so we are going to see a lot more of the bottom of the nose. So now the bottom of the nose is going to be longer than the top end. Okay. And I feel like the mouth is quite large for this kind of expression, so I'm really gonna kind of push it down. I'm still not convinced I have her jawline correct here. Okay, that's a bit better there. This might also be why her chin was seeming quite large, because I just had the mouth drawn too large. That does happen sometimes. Because now I feel like the chin is huge again. So I will go push that in just a little. This does mean I'm gonna kind of have to go around to the outside again, but that's okay. I can do that real quick. Just something like that. Let's make maybe this just a little bit less round. We're probably gonna have to redraw a bit of the hair. Yeah, I know, right? It's okay. I'm fixing it. Look, man, sometimes it's hard. When I just think of a lot of anime girls that are supposed to be extremely cute, their chins are just, like, massive. And sometimes it still feels a little bit weird to me to draw them like that. So, like, this is still pretty big. But it actually looks a little bit more proportionate to me now, so I think it's okay. I do think I need to slide the ear up slightly, but only slightly. Only okay. And I kind of want to fix the neck before I do anything else, because this is going to bother me until I fix it. Her head is just suddenly cut off and floating. And I don't really want that. That just seems incredibly rude. Leaving your poor character's head just separated from her body. Okay. Yeah, that looks fine. I'll go ahead and fix her mouth color first, and then I can finally do the eyes here. Alright, yep, that seems fine. Let's go do her eyes. Okay, so most of her eyes are covered by hair, which is fine. I'm keeping them a little bit flatter than I would otherwise, just because I think it makes her look a little bit more exasperated, a little bit more like those eyes are rolling back into her skull. She can just not take humanity's shenanigans anymore. So sick of this. Okay, I think I actually want to scooch this part over just a little bit. There we go. I gotta admit, dealing with people when you're an alien hive mind seems like it'd be hard. Dealing with people when you're a people is already hard. But when they just do things because they feel like it, it's gotta be tough to deal with. I'm kind of half tempted to add little bags under her eyes for this expression. Oh no. But I can't blame them. The aesthetic is great. Okay. Smooth out the bottom there, and I think that's about right. So for this one, I made the upper lashes just a little bit flatter. And then as always, I'm going to turn off the hair for a second so I can get these lovely eyelash spikes in the right place, but I won't do any cleaning until the hair is back on. But I like to make sure that I'm putting them in the right place before I get too deep into everything. So bald. So unbelievably bald. All of my characters are bald so often. Hair just gets in the way, you know? Okay, and there we go. I still cannot resist the urge to make unbelievably fluffy eyelashes. I just love making it so fluffy. Okay. I did. It's mine now. It's okay, I'll give it back soon. Like right about now, actually. There we go, and now I know roughly where all those eyelashes are. So I can know which areas have to be cleaned up. And which areas I can ignore entirely, but I can trust that all the eyelashes are at least relatively in perspective. Okay. Let's go ahead and color them. Just steal my colors from up here. And plop them in. There we go. And I actually think most of this is going to be in shadow, so I think I only need a few little highlights down here, and that'll be fine. Maybe one right here, just a little bit more eyelash depth. Nah. Looks better like this. Okay. Did you see when I look at this? This is why I'm like, nothing scares me anymore. I'm an artist. I see stuff like this every day. I mean, I thought that one without saying, but... Okay, now these ones are actually a little bit blurry, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of clean up the edges a little bit here with the click. There we go. That's better. Okay. I just come in here, do the last couple of things. Fortunately, eyes never really take that long, and they're fun. They are so much fun. I actually think I want that pupil to be a little bit higher, so let me put it just a little bit higher. Yeah. I like that. Oh, I don't have the right color. I thought I did. I see. I'm not actually familiar with that program. I have been using Krita for some time now, and I think it's pretty great. So I will probably continue doing so. Granted, I'm weird, and I use like a hard round brush for probably 90% of everything. So I am not picky when it comes to art programs. I just found this one, and I liked it, so I stuck with it. I haven't really felt the need to switch. Alright, there we go. I think that's fine. Thank you. I like them lots. Alright. So now I guess I'll wait a little bit just to make sure I like the body proportions and stuff, so I'll go do the third one. And then I'll go revisit the first one. Okay. Wow, the third one is the messiest by, like, far, so that'll be interesting. But I'll just do what I've been doing, and I'll start with the hair. Wait, what is this? Why are you black? Okay, well, whatever is floating out there in space clearly should not be there. Probably a place where I was drawing on the wrong layer. Yeah. These things happen sometimes. Okay. So once again, I'm gonna refresh myself on what her bangs look like. Okay. I always like to do that first, because even though I have drawn them 3 times now, it's actually surprisingly difficult to remember exactly what something looks like, enough to actually draw it with accuracy. So I just always like to take a look first. Always, always. It's worth it. That way I can get the shape nice and accurate. And I'm not just kinda guessing. I do sometimes. It depends on the style, but for something like this, it's just a lot easier to make changes if I have everything on separate layers. And it also means I can kind of be messy and maybe a little bit careless. But yeah, I used to draw entirely on one layer when I was doing a lot of semi-realism, for example, because it actually is a pain to manage a bunch of different layers when you're drawing realistically. And I did a photo study on stream recently, and that was... I think it was like 5 layers. I merged some, but it was definitely hard to keep track of certain things, so I just ended up merging a bunch of layers together. But overall, ever since learning to use layers, they have become very convenient. Very, very convenient. See a little bit of the back of her head poking out there, so let's kind of pull that back a little. Why is her neck so far out? Gotta get back there. There we go, that's better. What kind of things do you normally draw? Okay, once again, I kind of want the hair to go straight down. So I'll try to get those angles right. I just kind of want to make it look like her hair is hanging there. Right now, I feel like the strand is a little bit too thick, so I'm gradually shaving some stuff off. Just slowly but surely. And then that'll gradually just get everything into place here. Okay, that's pretty alright. Let's get the other side too. This side will be a little bit higher since her head is, you know, tilted this way. Okay, and I also kind of want to make sure that I have the shape of the front of her head here properly rounded, I guess. Yeah, this side I feel like is still a little bit too high. Normally I like to have proportions figured out before I start doing this, but I didn't, so here we are. It's all good. I used Inochi 2D. So that's an open source alternative to Live 2D. It has, a lot of the same ideas. So I did draw and rig it myself. And it took a while. Rigging is hard. But I do think it's a lot of fun. Just, the feeling you get once you're drawing there, the thing that you made is moving. Like, it's pretty fantastic. Okay, I just was not satisfied there. let's go smooth this out. And man, I swear, every time I just look at the background color, you know, this part here, I'm just like, I still don't think I really like that color. But I have resisted the urge to go play with it some more. I just kind of want to get these expressions done, and I'm not even sure if I'll finish them all today. Just because I still have to go back and do all the bodies. But I think the bodies will be less time consuming than the face, so who knows. Maybe it'll work out. Man, I just cannot get this line straight, I swear. And every time I look at it, it just looks a little bit too blobby for me to be happy with. Like, there's just this spot sticking out there. There we go. There's still a spot sticking out there, but it is manageable now. And I should be able to just smooth. There we go. Okay, yeah, that's probably good enough. I lied. Right here is not. Okay. The rest I think is fine. Okay, and I kind of want to just round things out over here and drop this bit of hair straight down as well. Kind of feeling out the shape of the front of her head here. Okay. And I felt like the back of her head was way too big there, so I'm gonna go ahead and make it a bit smaller. I'll try to keep the fleshy part that I have drawn relatively okay looking, just so if I feel like I get lost, I can go back and look at that to check my proportions. But I actually do think that this looks, like, way better, so I'm happy. Her head was not tilted that far down. In fact, I think I'm still potentially showing a little bit too much of the top of her head here. I'm actually gonna pull that back just a little. I can tell that I drew this one when I was a little bit more tired. It is just way messier in every way. Okay. I just want to round this part a little bit more nicely. Let that hang down there. Oh no. Yeah, that does make VTubing really hard. All the programs used to run these things are very, very hungry. And you have to be able to run a whole ton of programs all at once. Okay, and I'm realizing that with all this stuff changed, I actually want to make you a little bit bigger. It's okay. If you're determined, you can probably make it work. But at that point, you might as well go for more of the ping tuber type thing, because that doesn't require a lot of the extreme tracking. You can just kind of make it bounce when you talk or something. Just depends on what you want to do, I suppose. But in general, if there's something you want to do, but are kind of worried about things on the financial side, I just say find whatever you could pull off and do that. Don't wait, just make the thing, always. Even if you're not sure how it'll work out. But there is always a bit of satisfaction in just making a thing, so just do your best and have a good time. Oh, sounds fantastic. Don't worry, I'm very happy to be background music for people making a thing. Feels good, really. Okay, let's... Back of her head here just does not want to cooperate with me, but there we go. I think that looks pretty okay. Is it in the right... back of her head in the right spot here? I think so. I think it's okay. So I'll go ahead and plop my shadows on. And then I can worry about getting the little finger shapes in there. Little hair fingers. So her head is leaning forward here, so we are gonna see the part of her hair. And I just want to get the basic shadows in before I start worrying about everything else. Okay, let's roll this part up there. I want this one to be a little bit shorter. And I'm just going to get the basics in for now. Actually, I probably want a few loose strands here and there, so let's go ahead and draw those in. This makes the hair look a little bit more full. Okay. And now I can put my lights relative to those tiny little strands as well. Make things look a little bit more interesting. So this way everything doesn't look too samey. Okay, that seems all right. And then here... Let's see, for this one, I think I'll do it like this again. And here it'll be this side. Okay, and I see that down there is still a little bit messy, but I'll go ahead and fix that once I fix the tips of her hair here. Okay, but that seems fine, so let's go ahead and get the hair fingers. This one needs to be a little bit higher. There we go. This one will come up here to about, yeah, right about there, I'd say. And then the other one is kind of behind. Okay. Now just to clean that up again, because I am always super messy at first. I try to be neat, but I don't know, man. Trying to make those kinds of shapes. It's harder than I feel like it should be. It does make me a little slow, but I get it done. Okay. There's the first. Let's smooth out this part here. Because, oh boy, does this part need some smoothing. This poor little part. It just got so beat up when I cut into it. There we go. Now for the third one. There we go. Fortunately, this one's kind of going off the page, so I don't have to worry about the bottom quite so much. Makes my life a little bit easier here. Okay. So yeah, here, things were actually a little bit messier than I think I should have left them even before I cut into it. So I got a couple of spots to clean up here. But as always, it's nothing I can't handle. Just gotta go through it. And then the last one out the side here is just gonna be... They're overlapping each other, so there's just gonna be a big old shadow there. So let's get that in. I realized I didn't draw them beforehand. And then I can get the additional shadows in here. My daughter started school last week. This is her first year, and we're walking to school together. And I greatly like doing it, but man, has it been way more exercise than I'm used to getting. And so I'm just finding myself, like, constantly hungry. So I am just, like, already hungry, but it's not gonna be dinner time for a few hours. And I'm trying to avoid having too many snacks. It's like my body will adjust to it at some point. It's like, it's not that far, but it is a pretty good little walk. And, you know, when my daughter is old and crotchety, she'll be able to say that she walked uphill both ways to school every day. Because there are indeed hills both ways. And we'll probably still even walk to school through the snow. Depending on how much snow there is. It just kind of amuses me that she's gonna get to say stereotypical old man things and have them be true. Okay, almost here on the first one. The hair fingers, as I call them, always take a little while. They are particular. They like to be a certain way, and if they're not that way, they complain, and I see just all sorts of problems. Okay, that should be good. Looks fine to me, so I'll call it good. Okay, let's go get these ones. So this one I was doing on that side, so it'll be like this. And I like to do... Like, the hair here is supposed to look a little bit unnatural. They're kind of modeled after Kyubey's ears. But I do like to try to make it look at least kind of like hair. Okay. And this one should not be entirely in shadow, I don't think. But I can get behind a little bit more of it being in shadow. Sounds good to me. Seems like something that might happen there, so I'm good with it. Let's smooth out all these colors, because man, they are super blobby right now. I feel like that's kind of the downside of this style of just when things are not smooth, I see every single part that just does not look sufficiently smooth to my eyes. Okay, let's actually make sure that I have the side accurate here. Since the back of her head and this side hair are on the same layer. So definitely want to get that right. And I feel like the top here is not as smooth as it could be. There we go, that's a little bit better. Okay, now just to carry this all the way down. Go back and forth between my shadow color and my very dark shadow color on the back of the head. Just get those shapes just right. Exactly as I want them. Okay. And because I'm doing the hair fingers first, I feel like I'm getting the hardest part out of the way just right away, which always feels good. So I should have an easier time the rest of the way through. Sometimes when starting something, I like to do something easy first, just, you know, warm up, get something happening, make me feel good about myself. But other times, I have energy, I'm feeling good already, so I just jump in right to the hardest thing. While I have the most energy. It depends on the day, really. Alright, let's draw a little bit of this part here. Okay, that seems good. Don't think I need it to be any more detailed than that, so now I can just smooth out the rest of the hair here. And this part will be comparatively easy, so I am happy. Okay. Yes. Already looks pretty okay. Oh, that tip. What happened there? No, you must taper off into a nice triangle. You should not look like the tip of a baby bottle. Definitely not. Definitely not. Okay. Just a few more to go. I do feel like the hair here is a little bit boring, but, you know, for just a small little expression picture on the side of a character design sheet, I'm not really inclined to worry about it, if I'm being honest. It looks okay. If this was a big illustration, I'd worry more about it, but for now, this is fine. Oh, very nice. That was fast. I wish I could draw that fast. What kind of character are you making for yourself? Okay. I want a little tiny highlight there, and that should be fine. Hello again, Kitty. Welcome back. Oh no, I mean, I know it's original, right? But I'm just like, what kind? Like, I made myself, you know, kind of personified space. And, you know, there's some other people out there that model themselves after animals and whatnot. So I just wonder what kind of thing your character is. Well, thank you very much, Kitty. I've been working hard on her. Ah, I see. Alright, well, good luck with your stream. I hope it goes well. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty alright. I guess I'll go ahead and do the back of her hair now. Just because it's easy and I kind of want something easy right now. I could go for something a little bit on the easy side now. Okay, I think that's good. So now I'll go ahead and add the pink part. This time her entire tip of her hair is not actually showing. Oh, I don't have a hair group. There we go. Now I have a hair group. Wondering why it was showing up on the head there. It definitely shouldn't be. It does not have a pink face, just pink hair. Alright, now I just want this to gradate nicely. And there we go. Let's go get my color. Or rather, the places where my shadows are gonna go. Just select all of it. Then come back here, plop in that shadow color. Just pull it from over here. That's the easiest place to get it, in my opinion. Oh wait, I didn't grow the selection. There we go. Okay. And then I just need the super dark part over in the corner here. Perfect. Okay. And we're good. So let's see here. This one's interesting because her hand is on her face. So it'd actually make more sense to draw the hand first, but I don't really want to right now, so I'm just gonna hide it and accept that I'm probably gonna cover up a bunch of stuff and I'm gonna be refining stuff that I didn't need to worry about and stuff like that. It's fine. I think it'll be easier than drawing the hand right now. Most of it is showing anyway. I actually don't think I have the chin in the right position here, so let me get that going a little bit better here. There we go. Okay. Okay, now I can freely adjust the shadows once Krita no longer thinks I'm double-clicking for some reason. I am not sure why that keeps happening. That is so strange. Okay, let's get these hair shadows nice. Lots of shadows over the face. Makes her look nice and ominous. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh yeah, and I forgot to put blush on the second one. I actually want to do that before I forget. Because I will definitely forget if I don't. I definitely will. I mean, I already forgot here, so... Oh, I still have you set to erase? Okay, there we go. Just make her cheeks a little bit more pink. And then I just like to put a little highlight over on them because I think it's kind of cute. Alright. Back to what I was doing. Yes, I was doing head shadows. Actually, I think I just finished head shadows, and this is bothering me just enough that I actually want to go in and fix the tips here. Some spots did not get painted well. Here we are. Okay. That's better. I guess I'll go put the blush on now. Well, no, I don't really want to do the blush now. Never mind. I want to do the face first. Let's see, her head is kind of angled down, so we're just going to see a little bit more of the top of the nose, so I will make the top of the nose longer than the bottom of the nose. I like this face. I do. She looks very dangerous. Okay. Just gonna get that shape just the way I like it. I want it to be just a little bit pointier here, and I want the top to be just a little bit shorter. There we go. Oh wait, no, I did this backwards. Shoot. I wanted the top to be longer. Yes, we see more of the top than the bottom, of course. Ah, the dyslexia strikes again, where, for whatever reason, what is in my head is the exact opposite of what I want to do. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try that again. Okay. I hate it. Let's just redraw it from scratch. There we go. That's better. Okay, now I just gotta get the angle of it right, because it's a little bit off. There we go. This is all things I paid attention to the first time I drew it, but when redrawing it, sometimes I don't always get the angle quite the way I think I should. Okay, now I just kind of want to... The mouth was a bit thick for something that's supposed to have closed lips. So I kind of want to get that back the way it should be. That is quite a pout. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Let's color it. I just always use the same color as the shadows as kind of a placeholder. So this way, I can get the colors the way that I want them to be a little bit later. Okay, and I do feel like her entire face is just a little bit high, so I'm gonna drop this a little, which does mean I have to change the shape of her cheek, but that's easy enough to do. That's easy enough to do. Just gotta make it a little bit lower. There we go. And before I adjust the eyes, I think this one is a little bit large. I'm gonna shrink it just a little here. Just some small adjustments to get them kind of on the same plane here. Okay, there we go. Yes, I can tell that I did not go quite as long on this one because my proportions were a little bit more off here than the others. Alright, let's get her eyes. Yeah, I think I have enough time to finish that off, and then I can at least have most of it done for next time, and I can just finish off here and finally get this background to be a color that I like. I swear, I have cycled through so many colors there. And yet, the struggle is real. I just cannot find one that I like for some reason. It does happen sometimes. Always deeply unfortunate when it does. I do not like that angle. Please be flatter. There you go. And actually, I think I missed a spot on the head shadows, so I should fix that as well. There we go. Just a couple of spots here. Probably because I moved the eyes out of the way. That makes sense. That's probably just where the eyes were before. Okay, and I think I actually want to bring this little eyebrow down just a bit further. Just so we kind of see it through her hair a little tiny bit. Okay. Then down the bottom here. I'll just clean up these little edges here. I think this guy is a little bit too long. There we go. That looks nice. And like angry plotting. I do like me some angry plotting. Angry plotting is a good time. Okay, let's get the other eye. I'm letting the eyes be a little bit more angled than I would normally draw them because it makes her look a little bit angrier. And that's what I'm going for this time. Okay, I'm sure she'll find a solution. And things will go bad for everyone. Okay, this is a little bit too thin, but looking pretty okay here. I think this angle's a little sharp, so I'm gonna bring it out just a little bit more here. There we go. Make that angle just a little bit less sharp. Why am I at 133%? No wonder nothing looks quite the way I want it to. Okay. So I think the eyes here are going to be the last thing I do. And so I will do the body on this one a first thing next time, before I go back and refine the bodies on the other two. So I believe next time is Thursday, right? Yes. So that's what I'll do then, and hopefully that'll be the last episode for this guy. I had a lot of fun designing this character, though. This was a fun little exercise, so you can bet you'll see some more character designs here. I actually held a poll the other day to figure out what to do next. And people picked another character design, so this week I'm actually going to be starting another one. Turning Koromaru from Persona 3 into a proper anime girl. Don't mind that Koromaru is supposed to be a boy dog. It doesn't matter. It's never stopped me before. But yeah, I'll be doing that Wednesday, I believe. Where I start kind of hunting for ideas and inspiration and just get down some of my initial thoughts. Let's go color these eyelashes. Where is my light color? There you are. Okay. And I guess I should do the eyebrows before I forget, because I will absolutely forget if I don't do them, like, now. But first, I guess I should make her bald so I can get my eyelashes in. Gotta get those fluffy eyelashes in. Very important. I love them. I love them so much. They make me so happy. Doesn't matter that her eyes are totally broken here, because I didn't clean up any of the stuff that's underneath the hair. It's fine. I just like to know roughly where these eyelashes are. But this way, everything is a little bit more trustworthy, and I kind of know what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. And now I can plop in those lower lashes, and we'll get those little colors exactly as I want them. There we go. Maybe a little highlight there. Yeah, I think that's good for this one. Okay, let's go do some eyebrows. I'm just gonna make them the dark color already, because frankly, I don't think that they need much editing here. I'm just gonna kind of clean up their edges a little bit and get the shape a little bit more shapely, I guess. There we go. Funny, I don't even think I drew eyebrows in any of the other ones, but this one just needed eyebrows. In order to really pull off the expression. I can tell that I was perhaps rushing a bit too hard here, so I'm gonna go back and clean up some stuff around the hair. It looks a little bit messy to me. Okay. Gotta go put in the eye white shadow, and then I can worry about her irises. Oh, whoops. I did not have the layer locked. That's important. There we go. That is so much better. Do not want to color outside the lines with that. That would just... That would be very sad, considering how hard I worked in order to get them to be the right shape there. Okay. Pupil? This is another one where she's looking away from the camera, so I will plop the pupil up here. I actually kind of want to move this eye a little bit further to the left here. Get the gaze kind of going in the same direction so she doesn't look so cross-eyed. Okay, now just to put on these final shadows. Get a little bit of highlight in there, and that should be good. I am very pleased with this design. I think she is super cute. Okay, one last little ring here. There we go. Let's get some lights. Okay. Keeping it simple here since everything is so tiny over here. Okay, and a specular highlight. And then I realized that I almost forgot the blush again, and I want to do that before I stop. So I will add that as well. It always seems like there's one or two more things to do. But I am just afraid that I will forget if I don't do it now. So let's go ahead and do that. It's also pretty quick. Oh, welcome back, kitty. So we will blush those cheeks. I've just been drawing her face. I finished her eyes. And my little highlights. But I think that is probably going to be all I do for today. I will draw the rest of her body next time. So there we go. Almost there. Almost got the whole thing done. I do like this design. I think it is super cute. All right. Well, I think that's going to be where I stop for today. And next time we'll finish those. And I will... Maybe someday. Someday I can find a color I like for the background. I gotta believe. I gotta believe that there's a color that I like. Okay, I'm sure it exists. I just gotta find it. But yeah, I think that's basically all that's left here, so... Yeah, just keep the shape fairly simple here. Just enough decoration to make it nice. Alright, but that's where I will end for today. And I'm glad you think it's cute, so thank you. So thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.